right, just the interruption and like the suddenness of that to go from like it's like we take, just slamming on the brakes and actually even almost hitting a wall. Like that's how fast we stopped, and then world kind of shifted in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were doing this prior to that before.
No, it wasn't until COVID happened that, I got into farming. I visited a friend on Big Island, and he's living in a volcano, off grid, cultivating these little permaculture gardens and whatnot. But living without electricity, without running water. And back then in Hawaii, you had to quarantine for like 2 weeks. It was
Hmm.
strict. They were calling me every day,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were sending people to jail for violating quarantine. So I stayed put at my friend's little cabin in Volcano for 2 weeks. But yeah, it was the most happy, peaceful experience of my life. Like
Mm.
living without Wi-Fi, living without electricity, filling up a jug of water and pouring it on my head to shower, and then getting my hands in the dirt and like cultivating these garden beds and planting beans and tomatoes and pineapples and building garden beds from things that were found on the property without any outside input. Um,
Mm.
taking, weaving sticks together and using ferns as mulch, digging soil out from the one little patch of soil that was on this property in Volcano. And then as I was living in Massachusetts at the time, and the moment I got back to Massachusetts, I knew I couldn't stay there. I wasn't sure I was coming back here, but all the signs pointed to making the move out this way. And then once I got here, I landed on a farm and been farming ever since. But yeah, COVID was definitely that wake up call of this way of life isn't sustainable for me, and it ignited a passion along with like a spiritual awakening. Reading Ishmael, reading Siddhartha, reading The Alchemist during COVID, I read tons of books, and
Mm.
those all kind of also
Mm.
shifted my perspective on life and what was important.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, amazing how powerful those like experiences and you're able to see of like little like see it for what it is, and really realize like make this change. That's real admirable.
And I recognize that everybody, and in my project of Ishmael's Forest Farming is not to convince everybody to drop their life and go move to the mountains and live off grid, but do what you can, with what you have. Um, so many people, are growing grass and like have all these lawns where you could be growing, plant a fruit tree, plant an avocado tree, build a little garden bed, and use these KNF inputs to feed your plants. And even if you don't fully divorce yourself from the grocery store, like even if you make your family a kale salad once a week from your garden, that's really cool. Or to plant an avocado tree that'll feed your family for a whole generation. I think that's I want to encourage people to do that, because we all have the resources. It's just the knowledge and the desire and seeing the value in it.